We did it. It's our
Celebration
final
for us.
time here in the
Celebration for
chocolate
us.
brown silk charmeuse, Lana. We did it.
Yay. Celebration for us, Logan.
All of the celebration, all of the fabulosity. We did it. We survived another season of Project Runway. I wouldn't say survived. This was a good season.
This was a good season. This actually
It
was
was
a very good season.
a very strong season. But yes. Hello, 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 designers. Welcome to the Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. Today, I just have water. I'm very dehydrated. I already had my coffee for today, so I'm just drinking water. That's all. Nothing special. Nothing major. Unlike the major runway collections we saw in this finale of season 7.
Work. And hello, everybody. It is me, Lana, your resident evil diva. And I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Purr. I am too just drinking some water because hydration is important. And I am, like Logan, very dehydrated. So I'm going to be drinking my water in this episode. I will be drinking water because I need it. I also have my cup mug. I know Logan is away, so therefore does not have their cup mug.
Yeah.
But it's okay because we have a cup mug here, and you can get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, so there are no excuses. So get your cup mug or all of your cup merch. Period.
Well, Lana, it has come to the point in our program where we must discuss another finale of Project Runway. And usually we get to the finale and we have a bunch of drama to talk about. It's either, inter-designer drama, there's, some big blow up drama, there's, a random stupid twist where they have to make a 13th look drama. This finale, there was some bits and pieces here and there, but the drama revolved around one person and Tim Gunn.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, baby. Um, but yeah, overall, a very strong finale, a very strong showing. And we have a winner.
Yep.
Who would have thunk it?
I mean, that's how the show works.
It certainly does. It certainly does. They finally decided on a top 3 as well, which I did appreciate. They made a decision, and I appreciated them for it, even though Jay did still get to show his full collection, but not for the win, which I do appreciate as well. But
I do too.
hey, they gave him $9,000. The least they could do is have him show his collection. But we are going to talk about everything that happened on this 2-part finale and all 4 collections, actually, because we have all 4 collections to talk about. Before we do, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things competitive reality TV, and here at the Cup TV and across all 4 channels at the Cup Network. We are on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers on all 4 of our channels. We currently have it on one channel, our main channel, which you can go check out for almost all things drag. But we're trying to get it here at the Cup TV, over on the Cup Ringside, and over on the Cup ESC as well. Lana is over here pumping out TV content. We got a lot of things going on, a couple of finales coming up this week and next week. So a little less TV for Lana, and I...
No, it's not, because every time we pump out a finale, a new show comes along to take its place. So we're not done. We're not resting. But you know what? I don't want to
So,
rest. I want to give you the
okay.
content. So that is what we're doing.
But make sure to check out the description where you can find the links to all of our other channels, as well as our audio podcast links, and our Patreon, where we'll have some fun content coming shortly for you all. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, let's dive into this finale. We start with obviously Heidi on the runway with our final 4 because they couldn't decide between Mila and Jay, but they eliminated Anthony because, oh Lord, polyester crepe to Sheen. I have been going around my house saying polyester crepe de chine ever since we covered those episodes.
I tried to forget all about polyester crepe machine. I tried to block that out of my mind, but
Oh, poor
oh
Anthony. The few moments we got to see Anthony in this finale, I was like, oh, Anthony, yay.
yeah.
But yes, we find out our final 4 designers get $9,000. 5 months, was it? Or 4 months, something like
4 months,
that.
something like that.
4 months to make their collection for Bryant Park at Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. Tim Gunn will be checking in at some point. And then goodbye. And
Bye.
why did Seth Aaron decide to shove Jay in the closet?
I don't know.
Why are straight men shoving gay men back in the closet?
Why are gay men allowing themselves to be shoved back in the closet? Fight for your rights. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I think it was just Jay's physical size. Jay
No,
is a small man.
Jay was literally in the closet himself and sat there and just closed the door on it. Like, there you go.
Like, can we also talk about, and I find this very interesting, I think we got more personality from all 4 of these final 4 in this 2-part finale than we did in the entire season. Like,
I could not agree more.
Even Seth Aaron, who I feel like we got a lot of personality from, even Seth Aaron, I feel like we got so much personality from. And I find myself thinking, is that just because we didn't have Anthony?
Maybe
Like,
Anthony
was Anthony the personality?
I can see that.
I don't know. But I feel like everyone's personality blossomed in this finale.
Agreed.
And I liked seeing it. For better or for... I'm not going to say worse.
No, I like seeing it. I just like seeing it, period.
Yeah. So we start our Tim Gunn home visits with Seth Aaron in Washington, and he's already made 10 pieces basically, and Tim literally tells him, what you have is great, you can sell all of this, you're not going to win Project Runway with this, start over. Right. And I was like, oh.
He had 4 weeks left. And Tim says, start over.
Because I'm not going to lie, from the little bit we saw of what Seth Aaron had already made, I liked a lot of his pieces.
I did too. I liked but see, I understood what Tim was saying to Seth Aaron about it, because yes, it looks good. We like it. It's very much Seth Aaron, but it's everything that we saw in the competition. There is no surprise. So yes, they are good pieces. Yes, they would make great pieces what people want to wear on and they want to buy them from Seth Aaron, but the judges will not be that impressed to say we need to give him the win because this is typical Seth Aaron. All of it looks good, but we've seen it all before. So I was like, I understood what you're saying, but I was like, that's just rough to make so many outfits only to get told 4 weeks before fashion week, you haven't done enough. You should start over. Yeah. It's no surprise here. You need to start over. But I mean,
thankfully for Seth Aaron, it would be even worse if he was in Mila or Jay's position, where like if he also had to still like fight in and get like the 3rd spot, I feel like he would have been in an even worse position.
I also think Seth Aaron it didn't affect or rock him too much because he's fast. He knows how to sew very quickly. He can pump out 10 outfits in a week if he wanted to. You know what I mean?
Skills are
impeccable.
And that's across all 4 of them, actually. Their technical skills are impeccable. That's the other interesting thing about this final 4. I'll say final 3 for sure. Mm-hmm. But I believe across all the final 4, this is the oldest average final 4 we've had.
I'm not sure about all that.
on any season.
I just
But
know that.
I say that to make the point that they have a lot more technical skill and there's a lot more experience on them, so they're able to make those changes a lot quicker.
I
Yeah,
think
because even Jay's the youngest of the four of them at 31 at the time of competing. Because Seth Aaron at the time was 38, Mila was 40, and Amelia was 43.
right.
So
Yeah, they're
that
very
just
much
all of that
older and
experience.
experienced. Yeah, definitely more older, more experienced, and they will um do show what they could show, and have that experience behind them. And that's why I feel like even with what Tim was saying to all of them, it didn't rock them as much as it would have rocked like a 20-something-year-old, 25-year
Well,
old. I mean, I don't think it did. I feel like we had some pushback, but I don't think it rocked them because,
sure. I'll agree with you on that. Yeah.
yeah, because and I would expect that. I would expect a little pushback from any of them, especially if they put their hard-earned work and time and effort into this, and they have getting to the point where like I like this, and somebody comes and said, I don't know. I will push back too. Like, well, what don't you like? Tell me, make me see what I don't see. And so, because I like this. And so I expect the pushback, and they gave him the pushback. And I think when we're talking, especially Emilio gave the pushback, but he wasn't rocked by what
Yeah.
Tim says. And I don't think any of them were, which I appreciate. And that I think that comes with the experience. And that's why when Seth Aaron was told to start over and do it again, he was just like, huh. Okay.
All right then.
All right then. Not what I expected, but let me think about this. Okay. So he went and did what he needed to do. And when I take it, my man's came back to New York with 24 looks.
Oh my god.
24 looks?
In 4 weeks.
24.
That's basically a garment a day.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sometimes 2. Some days he pumped out 2.
That's
Just
wild
to me. I man, I could never, but I tip my hat to all the designers who can do it, and Seth Aaron definitely could do it because he pumped out some really good looks very, very quickly.
Yeah. Well, let's move to Emilio.
Yeah.
He is next. He's got this like very inspired by his heritage. We find out more about his heritage too, and I appreciated that. We got a visit from his brothers, talking about growing up in the Bronx and being really inspired by color.
And graffiti.
And graffiti, and I love that inspiration. And I did see that very like the colorful inspiration in this first part we saw from him.
Yep.
I saw it very specifically. Tim's biggest critique for him is that it just felt dated.
Yeah. And it kind of did.
And the bits and pieces we saw, I agreed.
Kind of did.
I absolutely agreed.
I agree with that too. I was like, yeah, it felt a little dated from a lot. Some of it felt like some pieces looked like old couches, like couch cushion pieces. And I was like, and I understood, like I said, I understood the pushback that Emilio was like, I don't think so, because he spent so much time looking and working on these pieces and getting to a point in his mind where he loved it. And to have Tim come in and say, it looks old, and he's like, I don't see old, I see, something great. I think it took that for Emilio to go, okay, let me step back. Like after I fought with Tim and sitting here and reflecting and thinking about it, it's like, okay, all right, let me adjust some
I didn't
things.
love when he was like, at the end of the day, as far as I'm aware, Tim doesn't wear women's clothing. I was like, okay, Well, you've also been listening to him all damn season, so what makes it different now, Emilio? Like, you've been listening to his critique all season
Has he
about your
though?
clothing. He's at least been taking the critique and not, like, I'm not going to say disrespecting Tim, because I don't think what he said in this moment was necessarily disrespectful. I would say disregarding it.
Yes.
We haven't seen, and there's probably stuff we didn't see in the edit. I'll say that much. But we never saw Emilio blatantly disregard anything Tim said, at least to my, I don't remember.
I think his last episode, well, no, remember the
Isosa?
Yeah, he kind of disregards
The Isosa,
that.
I remember it. But otherwise, I don't remember him really saying anything, like disregarding anything Tim said as far as critique was concerned. And I do remember him having some critique for Emilio and Emilio taking it on. So I'm like, what makes this different now?
I think it's because he's like, at this point, Emilio feels like he's made it there. He's done what he got there. He's at this point in the competition where he's there. And now he's going to Fashion Week. He is they can't take it away. He don't have to compete for it. He's going to Fashion Week. So now he's like, this is my time. I can't let Tim tell me what my collection is. This is my time. And so I'm going to make this show about what I want. And that's not a particularly bad thing. I don't think it's a particularly bad thing. I think he could have said it with a little bit more grace, a little bit more tact, because you need to disrespect Tim in this situation because he's always there just to help.
And at one point he was like, I'm just going to bank on the judges. And it's like, okay, I understand. I understand that. Tim is not a judge.
Right. And it's been some time, but it's been some times where Tim will say something and it's completely opposite what the judges say. So I can understand that too. We've seen that. So I understand it and I get it. I'm just like, okay. I think he was more about, this is about me right now. This is about what I want, my decisions, my editing this is what I'm going to do for me, and I'm not going to let Tim dictate how I do this.
Yeah, totally. So we then go to Mila. We find out that her collection is inspired by shadows, which I think is such a cool inspiration.
Cool. Yeah, it's interesting.
To nobody's surprise, black and white. But
with the hint of color here and there.
She's added some aubergine.
Aubergine.
And
that needs to be the thing. Aubergine next season.
Haven't we already done like an aubergine color?
I don't remember.
We could do it again. It's fine.
It doesn't matter.
It's fine. We'll do aubergine next season. It's fine. And I was thinking, I was like, well, we love some purple here on this channel. So I'm not too mad at this. Work, Mila. I love it. Her big critique from Tim is just things are looking a little bit matronly, like borderline matronly. And Tim is like, you're incredibly stylish. Why not lean into like a little bit more of your style?
Right.
And she certainly did.
She certainly did. I feel like some people take the advice and do it well, and some people just don't.
Yeah. And then we see her house is literally black and white. Everything about her house is black and white.
I was like, you about this life. You live this life. Like, this is
her dog.
You.
Her dog is
black and white. Everything. Her boyfriend was wearing black. She was wearing black and white. It's just, she's about that life. Y'all,
and
that's
you know what?
And that's okay.
Good for you, girl. Good for you, girl. And then we go to Jay in San Francisco because, of course. And he is inspired by the Japanese samurai, but kind of feminizing the samurai and kind of coming up with this middle ground between samurai and geisha, which I love.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Love the inspiration. A lot of the pieces he was showing Tim, there were some I was liking, and there were some that I thought the same thing that Tim was saying, and then when the judges, when they presented their 3-look collection later, I thought the same thing. A couple of pieces looked a little over-designed.
Yeah. Yeah.
His big critique was school project.
Yeah.
And I saw a little bit of that, like specifically that coat, that purple coat, which I thought was gorge.
When he put
with
those
all of it,
things on the
I
bottom.
love that he just cut it off.
Yes.
Basically,
Absolutely.
I was like, thank you. And I thought the same thing in that moment. I was like, just cut it off, make it sleeveless. I'm like, that's gonna look so fun.
So good.
Like, it would look so good. And then we get to meet basically his entire family. His partner, his mom, his dad, his aunt. And I was like, good. Love the big Filipino family. Love the big Filipino family. Obsessed. Love it. But yeah, so then we go to New York. We are going to the presidential suite that they are all staying in.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Mila and Jay are there first. And they realize that they've really never talked much before. And kind of resolve their tension.
Which made good sense.
But also no sense at the same time. I was like, okay.
I mean, they just never talked. They just immediately decided we don't like each other. They worked together that one time and it was like, we don't like each other. And so therefore, we won't talk about it anymore. And now they find themselves in a position where they both have to be in this space together. They're competing for the same spot. It's just like, okay, now here we go.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it, because we just never have. And they talked about it and sort of and figured out like, hey, it is what it is. I don't know if they solved anything. They were just like, we like, they could be civil. Like, we can be civil to one another. There's no big thing. We'll be civil.
It was like, why do this? There's no reason to. We've both got enough pressure on ourselves. There's no real reason to have additional pressure.
Right.
So why bother? And then by the time they got to that point in the conversation, Seth Aaron came in and he was like, hi guys. I'm like, oh, Seth Aaron. Hi, Seth Aaron. Hey.
Hey there now.
Hey, Seth Aaron. And then Emilio comes in.
Yep.
Cool. And then Tim comes, and everyone hugs Tim except Emilio.
Emilio's still a little upset.
Everything with Emilio and Tim in this finale was so awkward.
He was still a little upset.
So awkward. Like, okay. Well, so they enjoy their night. We go to the workroom the next day. They're setting up their things. Mila and Jay have to share a table. Because God forbid we have 4 tables for a day. God forbid we have 4 tables for a day. Tim comes in and we find out that today is the runway day for Mila and Jay. We are going to decide who is going to have the final spot at Bryant Park. So they get 3 hours to go to the makeup room, hair studio, fit their models. They get their muse model as well as 2 pre-assigned models, and they have to show their 3-look collection for the judges. And it's just Heidi, Nina, and Michael. So
yeah.
The only bit of drama that happens here is Jay can't get his gaiters on, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So
he eventually gets them on, so there we go.
He certainly does.
Drama solved.
I do love that Emilio and Seth Aaron, I don't know if they had to help or
Mm-hmm.
offered to help,
Mm-hmm.
but I am certainly glad that they did help.
Yes, it was very nice
Like,
and
good
very.
for you
That's for
guys.
you
Good for
guys.
you.
That's sweet. I mean, they ain't had nothing else to do.
Right. It's
They
like, I
couldn't
don't think
work on
they
their
could work on
collection,
their collection.
right?
Right. So it's like,
So why not?
sure, sure. So let's talk about our 3 look collections, Lana.
Yeah. So unfortunately, when we were looking up these looks, they didn't have the looks from the actual episode. And so I was like, well, what do we do? But they had all the looks that were shown on the runway at Fashion Week. So I just pulled those. So those are what we got. So we don't have the critiques won't make sense, but yeah.
So they're different models,
And
different
different hair,
styling,
different
and
styling. Yeah.
yeah.
But the same
These are
outfits.
yeah, same looks. So these are the 3 looks that Mila presented for the judges. I think overall, knowing what Mila presented overall,
Yeah.
I think this is a really strong 3 look collection.
Yeah.
I really like this. The sequin halter situation
Yes.
is my favorite of the 3 because it was so surprising for Mila. And that's kind of what she was saying is like, I'm gonna do something that's expected, and then I'm gonna surprise them with something that's a little bit different but still on brand for me. Because I wouldn't have necessarily expected that from her, but it still fits in the Mila universe.
Yeah.
And I really liked it.
I mean, I like the 3 looks that she showed. Um, it was. I feel like for me, I felt like she wanted me to feel like that sparkle look was a surprising look. So she kept saying it just so I'll believe, like, oh yeah, that's so surprising, Amila. I don't feel like it's that surprising. I just feel like she knew she had to do something that was going to be a show-stopping piece, a piece that is not, that the judges wouldn't expect. So I don't think it was so, oh my God, that's so surprising that she did it. It's just like, oh, but it's nice. It's still nice. I think it is my favorite look out of the 3 looks that she made. My only thing with Mila's looks or Mila's collection is that it's very much Mila. And I don't know if I would have been so determined to see more. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's
I
fair.
feel
No,
like
that's fair.
I feel like it's like, okay, yes, that's Mila. Very good. Tailoring's good. Outfits technically good. But am I inspired to see more of these same looks on a full show? I
Sure,
don't know if I would have been.
sure. For me personally, I gravitate a lot towards like geometric elements, like pattern blocking, color
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
blocking. So a lot of what Mila does really resonates with
mm-hmm,
me, and I respond very positively to Mila.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
I have all season. Like I think a lot of what she does really resonates with me. I really like the middle look as well, just having this stripe down the
mm-hmm,
middle. The cowl scarf is really, really cool as well with the black down the middle.
mm-hmm,
I love the pattern blocking as well in the look on the right as well with the houndstooth. And then I think it's a polka dot
mm-hmm.
in the jacket, and then having the jacket open like halfway down the runway. I liked it in the 3 look collection, and then I also really liked it during Fashion Week as well. Um yeah, for me, all 3 looks worked well. It was a cohesive collection, obviously, because they're
Mm-hmm.
all black and white. So it
Mm-hmm.
does work for the cohesion really well. My big issue, like the judges said during critique, was just styling. I felt like the
Yeah,
styling was off at that point.
it
And we'll
looked
talk about
very
her collection.
matronly.
It did. And we'll talk about it when we talk about her Fashion Week collection. But I think she kind of nailed it when it came to the overall. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was pretty happy with it just because I respond positively to what she does. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And then here we have Jay's 3 looks.
I liked 2 out of the 3 of Jay's looks.
Me too.
Um, and the only part the it's the middle look that I wasn't a fan of. It's just the top. Like I
It's
like
the
the
silver
pants. It's the
top.
silver
It's the
top
silver
that and I
top.
just did not care for. But I think Jay's collection was so much more interesting to me. It made me want to see what he was going to do. Um I don't know what the judge was like. They didn't like his jacket, that first jacket with the neck up here. I love that jacket. I thought that jacket was so good to me, and I liked it. I'm so glad he took the sleeves off of that purple coat so it can give us a like a vest like it, and it made
Same.
it so much better. I like the intricacies how he did the things on the hips
Yep.
on that look. I thought Jay's collection was much more interesting, but I also thought Mila's collection was much more technically put together. So I'm
Yeah.
like, it could have went either way for me. I wasn't
And
mad at either way. It just, yeah,
and that's even what the judges were saying. Like it really felt like a back and forth decision. It was just like Jay's felt Jay's felt fresher and
yes,
Mila's felt a little bit more prepared to be shown for
yes,
Fashion Week. So that's
yes.
ultimately kind of what it felt like it came down to. Yeah, I definitely agree. I like the coat. It feels like the coat with the pants was my issue on the look on the left. Because
Mm,
I want the coat to kind of be the focal piece, but with that look, my eye goes to the pants because I think the detail on the pants is really fun. And then I'm
mm-hmm,
like, oh yeah, but then there's also the detailing on the coat.
mm-hmm,
That's because that's just my issue with it. Um, the gaiters on the middle look I really really like. I think that overall really works for me.
mm-hmm.
The fierce little bolero in the middle
Right.
look really works for
Love it.
me. um as he even said in the episode, I really love that. That silver shirt just doesn't work for me, and it doesn't work with
Yeah.
the overall three look collection.
Right.
I haven't seen his full collection, so I don't know if it works with the full collection. um but if there's more silver in the collection, work.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't work for the three look collection for me necessarily. I kind of wish it was like a maybe like a muted, like more like purpley silver
Mm-hmm.
potentially. Like if there was more of a tie-in with like purple or like a gunmetal even, like
Mm-hmm.
something a little bit deeper than this like kind of brighter silver color, I think it might have worked.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love that purple vest. I love that
Yeah.
purple vest.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree with that. Um, I do agree though. I think it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
I do think for me, I probably in that moment would have picked Mila
Mm-hmm.
just because I will say for me, I think her point of view resonates a little bit more with me personally. And I think from what she showed in that three look collection, I was a little bit more intrigued by what she was giving at that point.
Yeah, and I think I was more intrigued by Jay in that moment because I'm like, we've seen this side of Mila before, so many of these patterns, and
Sure.
we've seen that throughout the competition. But it was still good. It was just technically sound. Like it honestly, I feel like they should have just let all four go and show. Like,
And I would have
because
been
I
more than
would have
okay
been
with
more
that
than
because
happy with that.
Jay's was so good as well.
Right. And it should have been that from the beginning. Like they should have just said before y'all go on a fashion week, let's just do this
If
instead
you're
of having
gonna
this.
give Jay and Mila the money to do it, and
Just
let they
just let
let
them
Jay show his whole damn collection too.
right, just let them
So
all
like
four be there and they all four go. Like
I don't get it.
it
But
just doesn't make any sense. But
ultimately they did finally make a decision. Thank
yes.
God they can make a decision. They did decide that Mila was going to take the final spot to compete in the final three. So it is Emilio, Seth Aaron, and Mila competing at Fashion Week. And
Sure.
Jay is out.
Unfortunately.
Sad.
This is the one time I was like, I don't think Jay like it been moments in the competition I thought Jay should have left. But this was the one
Yeah.
time I was like, I don't think Jay should have deserved to go on this. But
Yeah.
here's what it is. But we keep it moving into the
We
next
keep it
part of the
moving.
finale. And it's time for fashion week, y'all. We gotta get ready.
Yep.
We gotta pick models, we gotta do fittings, we gotta do all these things to get ready for
All
fashion
in
week. One
one
day.
day.
One day.
I was like, the fuck? Because in previous seasons, this whole process happened over like
2 or
3 days.
3 days, right? But they
Yeah.
had to break it down for the Mila J of it all.
I was like,
Crazy.
oh, okay. So we're model casting, we're model fitting, and then we're going to fashion week the next day.
Yep.
All right then.
It went so fast. It was like watching, I was like, oh my God, we are moving. We
Right.
are booking through this episode.
Right.
And it was wild.
Were the
The,
other finales longer episodes? Do you
no,
remember? Or
I don't think,
were they
I
the
don't think,
hour length?
yeah, they were the still same
Okay.
time length, but it was
Okay.
like we said, we had 2 days, 2 or 3 days in between to work with the model fittings and casting. So it
Yeah.
felt like they had more time, but
Yeah.
this was like all in a day, like model fitting, casting, fitting, all in one day, and then the next day we're going right to fashion week, and it was just like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's so fast.
Yeah. Um yeah, so there were no real hiccups with anything during the casting and the fitting and all of that.
Well,
Um Not until we get to fashion
the
week.
fashion week, then the hiccups
Um
started to show.
I do love that when they get there, that Seth Aaron just did snow angels on the runway. I was like, honestly, that's something I would
I
do.
I would do that too. I would be like, hold on, let me take this in. Let me sit on this runway for a minute. Oh,
And hey, maybe that was a good luck charm for Seth Aaron because his whole situation kind of went off without a hitch.
without a hitch. Everybody else, hiccup after hiccup.
Because, baby, Mila down 3 models.
3. Emilio down 2. Baby. I would have been losing my
My
mind.
mind. And then
Losing.
ultimately, I think ultimately, what was it? They had to pull 2 alternates for Mila
Alternates.
and
And the
1 alternate
alternate,
for Emilio.
yep,
That's wild.
wild. So you had to fit these models on the spot who you did not fit
With
before.
30 minutes to
For 30,
spare. No.
I would have been freaking the freak. Like, I can
And
handle
Emilio
pressure.
was, he was like, get me an alternate now.
Right. Get me a new model now. I don't care. Get me a new model right now. I was like, I don't blame you. In that
No,
situation, I don't
not at
blame you.
all.
I would have been
Not at
flip.
all.
When I tell you, I would have been
Ooh.
flipping out.
Whew.
Oh, yeah, nah.
No, ma'am.
No.
Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
No,
No,
no, no, no,
ma'am.
no.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No.
I would have been losing my
Uh,
goddamn mind.
But should we just talk about
Let's
some
get into it.
collections?
Because
Yeah.
this was some good collections to talk about.
Yeah, I will say this is my favorite set of collections shown
Yeah,
at Fashion Week in 7
absolutely.
seasons so far. I was really, really impressed with
Yeah.
with all 3 of them, really. And let's start with Seth Aaron.
But then, no.
Ah,
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to go big on this because I'm looking on the side,
you
y'all, because my
because you
computer told me.
put 5 to a screen.
I did. But and because I just want to look at these outfits because they are
Right.
so good. Okay. Out of these 5, I have to say my favorite look out of these 5 is that one on the bottom, right? That black with the ruffles coming out the side and that
Okay.
red belt.
Okay.
And that houndstooth pantsuit right in the middle up top,
Ah, so
baby.
good.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. And then that little pop of red in the middle of the Sit there and ate that down. He ate that down.
The way this entire first half of his collection was still also basically black and white,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, and I lived for it. Like, it's black, white, and red, and I still lived for it just as much as I
Mm-hmm.
would have anything else. Um, I love all of these looks. My favorite looks are actually, because I really like the houndstooth pantsuit as well.
Mm-hmm.
I actually really like what Christina, his muse model, is wearing. That first look,
The
the
red
red
dress.
dress
Okay.
with the legging underneath. And then I love, and they pointed it out in the critique, and I really loved it, that flowy dress.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's different.
Yeah.
That's unique. And I really liked seeing something like that from Seth Aaron. I was like, that's unique. That's what he needed to do to kind of show something a little bit different. And I really appreciated seeing something a little bit different from Seth Aaron in this
Mm-hmm.
regard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I
I
will
like
say
it.
that that bottom left look is not bad. It definitely fits the aesthetic
The
and the
black and white
time
stripes.
period. Yeah, the black and white stripe. It's
Mm-hmm.
giving the aesthetic, it's giving the time period. I would have liked it just a little bit shorter, I think.
Yeah. Um, I I agree with you. A little bit shorter. And honestly, I'm being mm, the model didn't do it no justice. She was walking weird.
No.
I'm be honest. She
Some
was
of these
walking weird.
models, okay, can we talk about some of
Somebody's
these models across the board?
yeah, weird.
There were a couple of the models, I want to say during Mila's, there was one model that like walked to the end of the runway and just like posed and then just like stomped off, and I was like, all right, girl, go off, I guess. Like,
Yeah,
uh
some of she didn't do this dress any justice. She was just
no.
walking weird. She kind of had this like gait going. I don't know, but I do agree the dress could have been a little bit shorter, just a tad bit shorter, and
Yeah.
it would have been cute. But yeah,
Yeah. The more that I look at this houndstooth pantsuit,
it's
oh
so
god.
good.
It's so
It fits her
good.
perfectly. Oh,
It's so good. It's so so good.
you a girl,
Uh
you a fashionista wearing something like that. You're a fashion
oh
girly
yeah.
wearing that.
You know who I see wearing this look actually? Xana.
Mm-hmm.
Our
Yeah.
friend Xana. I see
Mm-hmm.
it. Like, Xana actually in any of these looks?
I think Perla too. Oh,
Oh, oh
since
my
we talked
god.
about our favorite queens, I think Perla would look.
Perla in that flowy dress.
I think it's another look coming up in this second half. I think Perla would look
The
stunning.
purple.
And yes, yes.
I was
But
literally talking to her like an hour ago.
word.
If you would like to check out our coverage of Canada's Drag Race Season 5, make sure to check out the main channel. Ding. But anyway. Any other thoughts on these looks? I think these are gorgeous
These are great
looks.
looks. They're great
Great
looks.
looks. Oh, obviously the yellow plaid.
The yellow
Duh.
plaid Perla.
But
Absolutely.
which one?
The dress.
Okay, yeah, no, totally.
The dress.
Absolutely. Yeah. That yellow plaid dress is so
Oh
good.
god.
That yellow plaid dress is so good. Oh my
So
god.
good. Oh my god. I think I like this collection, this part too. That purple. Oh god.
I like the purple a lot.
I like it.
The prob the problem is it didn't feel like it
It didn't
fit
fit. It didn't
anywhere.
fit. It didn't fit. I think he was like, I need some other color, so I just throw this purple in. It didn't fit.
I just wish there had been purple literally anywhere else in the collection, and I would have understood it.
I think he
Because
could
there's
have put
no other purple anywhere else.
right. He could have put purple in this look that came before this purple look, like in the belt. Like the belt could have been
I was
purple.
literally about to say a purple belt. I was literally about to say a purple belt. Like, or
But
like a purple glove.
something else would have
Something.
made sense. Something else would have made
Um,
sense.
This top right look, the all kind of monochromatic look, though, I do love
Mhm.
that we got a full monochromatic look out of this collection as well. I love this kind of like black patent leather sash going down the front. I really like
Mhm.
that.
I like how he
The striped
incorporated
tights.
I like how he incorporated the yellow into the pants and
Yeah.
not like made the full pant, but
The
oh,
side panel. Oh,
yes,
it's so cunty. I love it. I love it.
so good.
Love it. Oh, it's so cunty.
It's very
Like
good.
that's literally, and I love that I can still say it on this channel for now before we get monetized. Like that is just the word to describe this collection for me, is just cunty. Like it's
Mhm,
just
mhm.
so good.
It's good. It's good.
Like, uh, uh, uh. And I would have to say, like, if I had a least favorite piece, it would be the purple because it just doesn't fit in the collection. But I do still really like the purple piece.
Exactly. I like the purple piece. It just don't fit, but it's still good.
Uh,
But yeah, it
yeah,
will probably be the least favorite for the not
yeah.
fitting, but it still looks good.
But this was a perfect collection.
Yeah, it was a really good collection. Like Seth Aaron
Like,
ate this
not a
up.
single miss. Not a single miss.
He ate.
I want to see what else there was. What were the other
Right.
14
What was
damn
the other
pieces of this
14
collection?
looks?
Literally.
Like
Oh my god.
if this was the day, he would have had to put them on Instagram. Like if this was like
Right.
Seth Aaron, you got to put the rest of them looks on Instagram. We want to see what other 14 looks you had, because my God, man, it was so good.
Right. Right. So good. So good. Well done.
Mhm. Well done, Seth Aaron. Well done. Let's move on to Mila.
Mila. Well, two of these we already talked about a little bit.
Yes.
Um,
But
and I
I
do still
like this
really,
first look, though.
the first look is so good.
I really like
I
this
love
first
it.
look.
It's so casual.
Yes.
And I didn't
It's
really expect casual from Mila.
it's so fashion, but casual. Like I can throw this on. You can throw that on and be going to brunch. You could go to the
Yep.
office. You could go to a art gallery. You could go on a
You could
date.
belt it and walk a red carpet. Like,
Yeah, it's really good.
yeah.
It's really good. I like
The
that.
trench coat that her muse Lorena is wearing is really, really good as well.
Hmm.
And I love the styling that she has in this one as well. Or no, she
I
doesn't have Lorena. She has Brandeis. She has Brandeis.
I will say this: Mila listened to the critiques of the
So
judges,
well.
and she did what needed to be done because her styling stepped up 1,000% on this runway from
Yeah.
where it was at the first showing. She
Yeah.
stepped it up, and it definitely gives the edge that she was trying to give, and it everything, the makeup, the hair, the styling, it looks so good with this look. It honestly made her collection pop. It
Oh
honestly
yeah.
made the collection, because I did not see the vision on the runway prior with the way she had it styled. I'm like, we've seen these looks. Yes, they're tailored really well. They look good. I'm not interested. This, when she got the styling and fixed it and did it right, now I understood the vision. And it was like, okay, now I'm more intrigued to see what else she had. And this was good. This was good.
Definitely. Definitely. Also, fun fact, I'm pretty sure this is the first time in 7 seasons of Project Runway where the final 3 muse models were all from countries that were not the US.
Oh,
None of them were from the US.
never didn't even pay no
Um
attention.
because Brandeis, who was with Mila, is from Canada. Lorena, who's with
Seth Aaron.
no,
Amelia.
Emilio. Jesus, I forgot his name. With Emilio is from Albania, and then Christina, who's with Seth Aaron, is from Croatia. So
Okay.
work. The only one here that doesn't really work for me is this top right, the third look.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just simple.
It's not giving much.
I will say the thing that Michael talked about, the element of shine in the
Mm-hmm.
looks, I do really like that, and I like the way that it's used in this look.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. I liked it walking the runway. I just don't think it's doing a whole lot for me in the static photo.
Mm-hmm.
But as like an art piece and as a garment, I like it. I just don't think it's doing a whole lot for me as a static piece.
I think as it's fine as the garment. Like it's a cute little black dress. Like if you need
Yeah.
another little simple black dress in your closet, that would be something you pull out and be like, okay, I'm cute.
But with a little bit of an edge.
Yes, yes. It's not the simple black dress. It's a cute black dress with a little bit of a something something, so you can be like, yeah, I'm still fashionable and doing something else.
Totally. Totally. Now, I have to say the back half of Mila's collection is where I really start liking things. Because this is where
Yeah.
things get graphic and there's a lot of like printing happening, and she starts playing with these like vertical line shapes. This is where I really start liking things a lot more.
I think the second half is really good. This back half, I think the only one that doesn't do it for me is the bottom left, that dress.
Oh, and see, that's one of my favorite looks in the collection.
It looks a little messy. It looks a little. I don't know. I don't know if it's the
And see,
leggings or the
I think that's
boots.
intentional because it's a little bit off, right? I think that's intentional to play with like how shadows kind of refract.
Could be.
Like I think I see the vision. I
I
don't know
could,
if that's necessarily the vision, but I see the vision.
and that looks like a cat in the middle. Like those look like two eyes and a mouth in that
Oh
right.
my god, it does look like a cat.
It looks like a cat. And I don't know if I like that.
Cat. Okay, that's fair. You know what? I'll give you that one just because it looks like a cat.
It looks like a cat. I was sitting there like, what is that? But no, I don't like, me personally, I get what you mean, and that makes sense with the shadow, how it refracts and how it's
Yeah.
not perfect and lining up. But I like my lines to line. You know what I mean?
So
If
fair.
I like a vertical line,
So fair.
that's just me personally. That's a personal thing with me. And so that
So
just
fair.
threw me completely off. But everything else that she showed in this back half, I like. I
Yeah.
love that top in this top right corner with the lines just going all
Yes.
over the place. I love
That's
that.
my favorite. That's my favorite piece in the collection. Actually, I really
I love that.
that shirt is so good. It's styled so simply, but it's so good.
Yeah.
I still really like the halter dress. I think it adds a nice like sophistication to the collection overall.
Hmm.
This top kind of like casual moment in the top middle, I really like as
Yes.
well. The sweater with the mini skirt in the top left, I really like
That's
as well.
I like that so much because of how she got the sweater and then the
Yeah,
shininess shirt under the sweater and then goes into the shiny of the mini skirt.
it's
But the
so
sweater is not
smart.
shiny. It's so smart. I like it. I like it a lot. It's really
She
good.
was really smart with it. It becomes this like fashion performance art
Hmm.
situation. And that is kind of what I really like about Mila is that she thought about it from a fashion perspective, but
Hmm.
also like from an artistic perspective.
Hmm.
And I think that's a lot of what I appreciate about this collection specifically.
Hmm.
So I really like it. I think overall she
Me
did a
too.
good job.
I think overall it was really good.
Yeah. Emilio.
I will say I was so glad Emilio chose color because if his collection was all black and white, I'd have been like, this is
Right.
the most drab color uh, thing ever. But I'm very happy that he did go color because,
Are you ready for color and coats, Lana?
yes, I am. Because
Oh,
uh,
right off the bat, that blue coat,
that blue
baby.
coat, that was one of
That
my favorite things.
blue
That blue
coat.
coat.
That
Oh,
blue coat.
I was here for that blue coat. I was here for
Blue
that blue coat.
coat.
I like how he positioned the models and what the order they came out to show all the different colors, just color. Like that yellow coat or mustard like coat in the first one.
It's like it's not even a mustard because he was having a hard time figuring out a color. It's like it's almost like an olive green.
It's like a yellowish olive greenish type.
I'm gonna
Whatever
say
it is,
I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean it with a negative connotation, but it has a negative connotation. It's like puke green.
I don't think it's puke green because it looks
It's
more
like
yellow.
but it's almost there.
It looks more yellow. I think the bottom one looks more pukish green than the top one. I don't know. Whatever it is, I like it. I don't care. I don't know what the color is called, but I like it. I like that color. I like that jacket, how he did it. I liked it. But that blue just, ugh, everything.
The blue is so good. The top metal as well. This
Yes.
red with the little bit of like
The hint of the
like
blue?
an angular shoulder pad, and then the
Yeah.
hint of the blue as well, with the belt that kind of cuts everything up. I will say he used black in a very strategic way as well, which I really
Mm-hmm.
like.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of black pants. I wish we had gotten some more colorful
Color
pants
pants.
in the
Yes. Colorful
collection.
bottoms. Yes.
Like, I would have loved some more colorful pants, colorful skirts, colorful, like, like even like dress situation,
Mm-hmm.
with like a black top. Like, I wish, because a lot of these pieces are obviously very well done,
Mm-hmm.
technically incredible, beautifully made.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them fall into the same sort of formula of colorful coat, printed shirt, black
Black
bottom.
pan. Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of them fall, especially in this front half of the
Mm-hmm.
collection, a lot of things fell into that same formula. And I understand him wanting to go for this sportswear idea, and I appreciate that. A lot of things just ended up going like same.
I feel like that's how everything though. This everybody's collection been going same.
Yeah,
Everybody's collection has gone where we know they will take it. I will
yeah,
say everybody's collection was predictable for who they are as a designer, but
yeah.
done so good and so well. Like nothing surprised me.
Predictably, yeah. Good. Sorry.
Yeah, like nothing surprised me of who from each collection of who did what because we've seen it and it made sense for that designer. But it's just been done well. But all of them fall into that same pattern of okay, like color black pants, good, it does.
Yeah,
That's your thing. Black leather zippers, got it. Black and
yeah,
white, got it. You
yeah.
know, it all fell in it, but they all made it so well that we kind of overlooked it.
Predictably, cleanly sophisticated from
Absolutely,
all three of them. Like that was
absolutely.
that was
Ooh,
that was the tea. That was the tea.
ooh, oof,
So,
yeah, oof, yeah.
and then we go to this back half where I'm like, things are good,
But
but why
some,
is the dress at the end?
yeah, it didn't go. It didn't go.
Yeah,
It's just like
I'm like,
it's a beautiful dress,
beautiful dress.
beautiful dress, but what it's the whole it's Seth Aaron again, and they all have that one piece that you like. Why is that here?
They all had that one piece that they put at the end that we were all like, huh. I
Why
mean,
is
with
that here?
Mila, we had seen it already
Right,
because it was the halter with the
right,
sequin.
absolutely.
So we were all like, huh,
Why would you put that at
okay,
the end instead of something new?
right. We were all like,
Huh,
oh, okay.
okay. Seth Aaron in the
I do
purple.
exactly. I do love the neon blue dress.
Yes,
And I do love this bottom left, with the printed skirt.
yes.
that was the only time we saw color in a skirt situation, and I really appreciated it.
And I guess that's why he would made it where it ties in with that dress because the
Yeah.
gold in the sequel. My only issue is with this that red in the middle just looks just like the other one. It's
Is
like
it not the same?
no,
Oh, I thought they were the same look.
no.
They look like the same
They
look.
looked the same, but they were not.
Oh, well.
And that's why I was like, that's my only issue with that
Yeah.
red in there because it just looked like the other red.
Yeah.
And then this dress did not go with the collection itself. So
And then the full suit, I was like, cool, full suit with the patterning and everything. I love that. But
right.
it felt a little out of place.
Yeah.
It's like we went from sportswear to full on business to full glamour dress.
Right.
Like,
but I will wear that
okay.
skirt in a heartbeat if I could wear it. Give me that skirt.
Oh, yeah.
I want that
Right.
skirt.
Right. But yeah, overall, great pieces, very well done. It just felt a little, like, especially towards the end, it felt a little clunky. That's just, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But now we do also have Jay's collection. I haven't seen any of these yet, other than the 3 that he presented in his 3-piece collection. So I'm excited to take a look at these. Because he did present his mock collection as well.
Honestly, he should have been in there.
Oh,
he should have been in there. They should have just let all 4 of them be in there.
Yeah. Oh, this first look.
This first look is so good.
Is fun. This first look is fun.
We've seen the 3 already in the first half, which was very smart of him to put the first 3 in the first half.
Definitely.
So we haven't seen the first look and the second look. Yeah, they're very good looks.
Okay, the second look. Oh, the sheer pants.
The sheer pants.
Okay, sheer pants.
Sheer pants, good.
Okay, sheer pant.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay, I don't. Is the top purple?
The top is purple. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the same.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the same as the vest at the bottom. It's the same fabric.
Work. Okay.
And it wraps around the ties. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. Okay. Cute. Okay. Yeah, I really like that first look.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the vest we talked about.
Yes.
Wish he would have changed the silver top.
He wasn't gonna change it. He already lost. What's the heck he gonna change it for?
I appreciate, at the very least, we're tying in more silver. I did talk about it.
Yes.
More silver. I appreciated it. Thank you.
See? Mm-hmm.
See, now, okay. If that gray, that deeper silver in that first top was that same color in that silver top in that third look, I feel like that would have worked a little bit better. I just want a deeper silver. That's what I'm asking for. Just deeper silver.
Fine, deeper silver.
Give me a deeper silver.
Deep silver charmeuse next.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I'm sounds great.
Okay.
Sounds lovely. Red.
Yes.
Oh, I love
the dress. I love the red dress.
Love both of these dresses are great.
Yes. And this one at the bottom with that detail in the skirt. Oh, that's why I said Jay should have showed this. They should have just let all 4 show.
Yeah.
Because it would have been a great show. That jacket in the middle.
I was going to say the jacket in the middle. I love that we're continuing the leg detail things with that top right look as well.
Yep.
Oh, I think that one is my that last piece. Piece
showstopper. I think that top right, the red jacket and the dress is probably my least favorite because I don't like the jacket with that dress. But in the details of the pants, that's probably my least favorite out of all of this looks. But I think this is a really solid collection, and it would have went perfectly with what they've shown with everybody else. Everybody had that one look. We were like, eh.
Yeah.
Jay has the one look where we're like, eh.
I think the silver top that he showed in his 3 look is actually my least favorite of all of them. Now that I'm looking at everything, Yeah, because I like this jacket detail in the top middle. I really like this skirt detailing that's going on. This red dress with the legging. Is that a boot on?
I think it's a boot.
I like the boot. I like the
It's a
cap
boot.
sleeve as well on that one. Lots of cap sleeve. I love a cap sleeve.
Mhm.
Oh, and then the cap. Oh, and then the cap sleeve on the last gown. Oh, it's
Yes.
so good. I love
Yeah.
that Jay did ultimately do with his last look what he does best, which is big and flowy. Like I love that too.
Absolutely.
Oh, he wouldn't have won, but I do wish he had a shot.
Yeah. I feel we got robbed.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, well, good for you, Jay. Does he come back on a future season? I hope he does. I don't know. He does. Great.
Okay.
I think all 4 of them actually do.
I know.
Well,
I don't know.
Yes, all 4 of them come back on a future season, so we will see all 4 of them. Some of them several many times. Actually, all of the top 5.
All the top 5 comes back.
And those are the only people that come back on future seasons.
And that is all who needs to come back from this season. I'm gonna be honest. That's all.
The only other person I would have been fine with,
Maya.
100%.
Yep. She is the only one. She is the only one. Other one.
Maya is the only other person I would have been fine with.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so we will see all 4 of these people and Anthony return on a future season. So I'm excited for that. That's very exciting. Well, we go to our final critiques with our guest judge we haven't talked about yet.
Faith Hill. I love her.
For some reason, but I love her as well. I was happy she was there. They always seem to get a completely random celebrity.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it, but it's just like, okay, random celebrity for the finale. Sure. And we do our critiques. Everyone gets praised, lots of praise, and they deserve it. All 3 of them.
Deserve.
Like when it comes to like overall, and we might need to do this at some point. I thought about the idea the other day of doing a tier list of finale collections. Just so we can put Santino in F tier. But like all of these collections at least would be in like a B tier. At the very least, if not higher.
Maybe.
But like these are all like these are 3 of the best collections I would say of the season so far. But everybody gets praised. They bring them back. We find out that our 3rd place is Mila. Yeah.
Sure.
She's the only person that really didn't step out of her box all that much.
Right.
So it makes sense. I get it. I understand. Sure.
When
it comes down to Emilio and Seth Aaron.
As always.
And who's going to win?
I have a guess. No.
Both of them! Because that happened a few times. No. No, it's Seth Aaron.
Deserved. Be honest.
That would have been my winner.
100%. Yeah, me too.
I mean,
his collection was just good. It was just
10
really
out of 10. Good. Even the one look that didn't really necessarily feel like it fit still kind of felt like it fit. Like every look was impeccably made. The fact that he basically made that collection in 4 weeks also, like,
wow. Wild.
Incredibly impressive.
But yeah, he ate it down and he deserved that win. And I was very excited for that win. Good on you, Seth Aaron. This was overall a really great season, a really good season to watch. Like I said, it felt like I was watching this for the first time because I didn't remember most of this.
Right. I was like, I did not remember this season, and I come out of this season remembering this season for a lot of things. Can we talk about also the jump scare of Ping
Oh.
with blonde hair? I was like, because we got a bunch of cutaways after all of the runway shows, and it was a bunch of like previous people, and I was like, Irina, oh how fun, Irina. Raven Simone.
Raven Simone, yay.
I was like, okay, work. Nigel Barker. I was like, oh, okay. And then Ping with blonde hair. I was like, oh, interesting. That's a choice. Okay.
I didn't hear that much.
It was just a jump scare for me. I was like, God. Okay. There were some other interesting people there. I don't remember. The three that stood out to me were Nigel Parker, Raven Simone, and Pig. And Irina. And of course, Irina.
And Anthony.
Of course, Anthony. My king.
Love it.
I'm so excited to talk about Anthony again soon. But there was also a reunion that happened. We didn't watch it because it happened on it wasn't on Peacock. Yeah, I did read the 5-line synopsis that Wikipedia has about it. Basically, it was hosted by Tim and Nina.
Okay.
They had all the designers and the models. There. Okay. Because this was one of the seasons that they did the models of the runway.
Right.
So it says there are a few highlights in this reunion episode. Designers being disloyal to their models.
Oh.
Because this was one of the more unprecedented seasons where everyone just kept switching models all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The conflict between Ping and Jessie.
Okay.
Anthony's controversial comments about Mila.
What controversial comments about Mila?
I do not remember any controversial comments about Mila.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
I'm doing it. 7 Anthony.
I don't remember anything Anthony said that was controversial.
He said if he didn't win, he'd be forced to give up his design career.
What's that got to do with Mila?
I don't know. I just Googled it, so I don't know. Carrie's negative comments about Jay's design. I don't know what that means necessarily. Maya's withdrawal from the competition and others.
Okay.
And then there was also a fan favorite prize awarded.
Okay.
Which was given to Maya.
Cool.
Sure. It should have been Anthony, but whatever.
Should have been, but whatever.
So, well, that is that. Season 7, Project Runway.
Season 7, yay!
We did it.
We made
it through another season.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, next time you see us for Project Runway, we will be in another Silk Charmeuse background talking about season 8.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a season I vaguely remember.
I vaguely remember season 8. I remember
because of
Mondo.
I was like, this is Mondo season.
I remember Mondo.
I remember Mondo. That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be watching it like it's new again, but all right.
Yep. So we will be back at some point in the near future to talk about season 8 of Project Runway. So thank you for joining us for season 7. Let us know all your thoughts on this finale down in the comments below. If you're watching along with us, hey, thanks. Let us know all your thoughts. Check out all of our channels as well, because we put out content almost every single day across all 4 of our channels. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on all 4 of our channels by the end of the year, so make sure to subscribe everywhere. especially here on the Cup TV. Subscribe, like, share, hit all the buttons. Check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, as well as our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to Cup mug. And with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So, cheers, designers.
Bye.
In fashion, one day you're in, and the next day you're out. And we are out.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Make it work, designers.